I mean, she really does look like, a divine being here. Like, so when she says, "I am God's child," look, she does look like that.
I am the war chief.
Hello, my friends, and welcome. We're in session once again for another Hololive reaction. And this time we're doing a reaction to Moona's cover of Gekkou, which means moonlight. How appropriate. We all know how good of a singer she is, so I'm curious to see what kind of style she's going to bring out in this one. Let's just check it out, shall we? As usual, we'll have a quick pass and a lyric breakdown. Unfortunately, there are no CCs on this video, so we're going to open a lyric sheet and have them displayed here later on the lyric breakdown. But for now, let's just take a quick listen and see what we have here, huh? Here we go. Oh, I'm already a big fan of this piano. Look how good she looks in that art. My God. Oh, she's going back to that power ballad style. Oh my goodness, look at how intense she looks in that art. She really looks like a celestial body. Yeah. Like she looks out of this world. On the backgrounds look a bit smoky, almost like that faded watercolor art style, which is always very beautiful in songs like this. There's a lot of focus being put on that pendant that she's wearing. How intense the purple in her eyes is. She is speaking to the soul right now. What a lovely voice from Moona. I'm waiting for the chorus. Wow. This is the kind of song that you want to sit down and listen to. Just without distractions, just let it take you on the journey. Flawless vocal prowess here. My God, she just keeps getting better and better, huh? You hear that hold note? It's as if she wasn't even trying. Very soothing Moona voice. I'm a sucker for this kind of visual effect too. You see this in Suise's Ghost as well. I mean, she really does look like, a divine being here. Like, so when she says, "I am God's child," look, she does look like that. This is incredible, you guys. Kinda goes back to that other style of Moona. Just goes to show how, how flexible she is in the styles that she can cover. This is beautiful. Yeah, I keep getting, you get lost in those eyes just with how intense they were made. They are illustrated in this artwork. This is a very comfy, soothing song. Wow. Pitch going up. Ooh, did you hear that little trail off where she stepped down a few notes? A few half notes? Ooh, there's intensity there. A little bit of added intensity. Ooh, wow! She hit that note real nice. A flawless held note with an incredible intensity. She is so freaking good. She is amazing, you guys. Just incredible. That's a wallpaper right there. My goodness. Ooh. Yeah, does anyone else feel like their soul has been healed? That was the song didn't have too many of those ups and downs. It was a relatively evenly toned song all throughout. But that just helped push the feeling of how soothing it is, how calming, gentle, and even Moona's voice too. Her vocal work in this one was fantastic. Sometimes it just put out her natural range really. Like you didn't hear that she needed to really push too hard for certain notes. But sometimes when a vocalist is very comfortable in the range that they're singing, that can also lead you to some absolute gold. This one was pretty much magical. I mean, I am God's child, and then look at that art. That's already it. All right. So that's it for the quick pass, and I know there are some of you who are here only for that. I thank you all the same for dropping by. I appreciate all of you. And for those of you who are here for the lyric breakdown, well, let's get started with that as well. So I have my lyric sheet open. We're going to be pausing here and there and taking a slower run through the song. Here we go. Lyrics will be displayed up here. That piano as the opener is so good. And then the transition from those little pulses into the artwork. Man. I'm God's child, born into the decayed world. Oh, born into... Yeah. How do I live on such a field? For my life isn't meant for such things. Wow. It really is, from that first verse, it definitely sounds like she's speaking from the perspective of like some sort of divine being that wasn't meant to be on this world. My God, look at that art. Little stars in her hair is always so good. My gate buried under a gust of wind. I'm nearly falling down, but these chains won't let me go. When I leave my heart open wide, my feelings for you are scattered all around. I'm not yet able to put them back. I am God's child. Oh wait, let's pause here. Pause here. So suddenly that takes a tone shift. I'm my gate buried under a gust of wind. I'm nearly falling down, but these chains won't let me go. When I leave my heart open wide, my feelings for you are scattered all around. I'm not yet able to put them back. Now we're getting into that poetic language that you'd expect from these kinds of lyrics. Buried under a gust of wind, nearly falling down, but the chains won't let me go. So she is shackled by something, but it's not, these aren't literal chains, you know? I feel like she goes, nearly falling down, but these chains won't let me go. When I leave my heart open wide, my feelings for you are scattered all around. I feel like that that part about I'm nearly falling down is reference to maybe falling in love or falling into something more emotional. But then you go, these chains won't let me go. When I leave my heart open wide, my feelings for you are scattered all around. I'm not yet able to put them back. There's something preventing her or something stopping her from fully embracing what she's feeling. Because I guess right now the impression it gives me is, you know, something sort of star-crossed lovers kind of thing, where she is a celestial being, you know, God's child, all that stuff, and someone who's not from this world. And maybe the person who she's falling in love with is someone who she can't actually be with. At the very least, that's the impression it gives off me. Let's continue. Born into the decayed world, so we're playing that chorus. I live in such a field where my life isn't meant for such things. We were going back to that theme, especially after those previous verses. This one seems to be a more clear reference to what she's not meant for. Tell me more about your reason until I fall asleep. Reason for what? You have to wonder. All I see around me is medicine with no effect. If there aren't any voices to hear, then what on earth do I have to believe in? Wow. Hold on. Let's pause here. Let us pause here. Tell me more about your reason till I fall asleep. All I see around me is medicine with no effect. If there aren't any voices to hear, what on earth do I have to believe in? So is this possibly, you know, because there's some divinity, some nature of divinity to the characterization of Moona in this one? If there aren't any voices to hear, you know, is kind of like with that religious belief of, like, you know, how prayers are the voices of the people trying to reach out to the gods. But if the gods themselves cannot hear the voices, then what's there for them to believe in? Especially because Moona in this song seems to be caught in that weird in-between of divinity yet human at the same time. Let's continue. So let's rewind this a little bit. She goes to the I am God's child. There you go. There's a modification in this chorus. Some sorrowful sounds leave scratches on my back. Goodness. I can't hang out in this world. If I had this feeling, there would be no place for me. Such as unpleasantly chilly walls. What would come next for my weakness? Don't you reach out to the last thing? If you can save me, Save me from silence. Time merely sharpens the pain. Wow. Wow. Goodness. Let me pause one more time here. We start from that previous chorus because the lyrics there were also a little different. I am God's child, and sorrowful sounds leave scratches on my back. I can't hang out in this world. If I had this feeling, there'd be no place for me. Such as unpleasantly chilly walls, what would come next for my weakness? Don't you reach out to the last thing if you can. You can save me. Huh. Save me from silence. Time merely sharpens the pain. Well, this goes back to that theme of silence. We've shifted gears. What initially we thought the first impression could possibly be something like Star-Crossed Lovers' story is now something more along the lines of someone who's kind of caught in the middle of divinity. And the silence is actually the biggest thing that they have to contend with. Because if you can save me from silence. Time merely sharpens the pain. Now, you have to assume that this is because if you are under, if you are some sort of celestial being or whatever, you are practically immortal. So, if you cannot hear the voices, you cannot hear anyone reaching out to you, then that silence is eternal. And eternal silence could be considered a fate even worse than death. So now it's almost like a cry out for help that, to listen, to hear, and to lend her your voice, or to let her hear your voice. I am God's child, born into the decayed world. So we're back into this. How do I live on such a my life isn't meant for such things. Now there's some added emotion that she's adding here too. I am God's child. Sorrowful sounds leave scratches on my back. I can't hang out in this world. There you go. I had this feeling there'd be no place for me. My goodness. Another way you can interpret it, I feel like, is if you take a look at if you take a look at the title itself, is Gekkou, which means moonlight. And moonlight, the moon comes out at night where the world is silent. The world is quiet. Things are, wrapping up, quieting down. So if the moon, if the moonlight wishes to be a bit more active, to be in a realm that's more active, where everyone is a little bit more bustling and there are voices that you can hear, how do you live on such a field when all the activity happens in the daylight? That's another possible interpretation of it. There's this is a beautiful, very poetic song, and it seems like it's rather open-ended in terms of the interpretations that you can have. But regardless of that, Moona's voice was fantastic. She's just improving with each song that she puts out, and you can tell how much more confident she's gotten here. Plus, this art, this art is simply divine. She looks like a celestial being here. My goodness, it's just such a good song, and it really fit Moona's voice, and it was nice to hear a calming song. Yeah. All right, let's get rid of that. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you thought of the song in the comments below. Let me know what your interpretation was. And if you'd like to hang out with us more directly, the link to the Discord is in the description below. Please remember to like and subscribe. And with that, I would say our session is adjourned. Everybody, please take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. This is Senator Warchief signing out. Otsu Sen!